What if you could step into a life where money is no longer a limitation, where every decision feels unlimited, where comfort, access, and luxury surround you at every moment? Would that finally feel like freedom? Or would it slowly reveal something unexpected, something heavier than you imagined? What if living like a billionaire for 30 days does not elevate your life the way you expect, but instead exposes a reality that most people never see because they are too focused on the image, not the experience itself? Today, this is not just a story about luxury. This is a breakdown of what happens when you experience extreme wealth without the structure behind it, and the moment where everything started to feel different. The moment where it broke me. 10. The first week felt like winning. Everything feels unlimited. At the beginning, the experience feels like a complete upgrade of reality, where every decision becomes effortless, because money is no longer a restriction, and every choice leads to comfort, convenience, and instant satisfaction, creating a powerful emotional high that makes you believe you have finally reached a level where life is easier, smoother, and fully under your control. But the deeper meaning of this phase is not success. It is overstimulation. Because when your mind is exposed to constant reward without resistance, it starts to lose its ability to appreciate individual experiences, turning what should feel special into something that feels expected, and setting a new internal standard that becomes harder to satisfy as time goes on. 9. Luxury becomes normal faster than expected. The excitement drops quietly. As the days continue, the intensity of luxury begins to fade. Not because the experiences become worse, but because your mind adapts to them, resetting your expectations so quickly that what once felt extraordinary now feels like part of your normal routine. The real meaning here is psychological adaptation, where your brain adjusts to higher levels of comfort and stimulation, removing the emotional impact that made those experiences exciting in the first place, which forces you into a subtle but dangerous pattern of needing more, spending more, and upgrading more just to recreate the same feeling you had at the beginning. 8. Spending stops feeling real. Money becomes numbers, not value. As you continue operating at a higher level of spending, money begins to lose its emotional significance, and transactions that once felt meaningful start to feel like simple numbers moving in and out, disconnecting you from the true value behind what you are spending. The deeper meaning is detachment, because when money no longer feels real, your decision-making shifts from thoughtful evaluation to automatic behavior, making it easier to justify expensive choices without fully understanding their long-term impact, which can quietly lead to habits that prioritize convenience over value. 7. The pressure to maintain the standard. You can't go back easily. Once your lifestyle reaches a certain level, your expectations adjust to match it, making it psychologically difficult to return to a simpler way of living, even if that simpler lifestyle is more stable or aligned with long-term goals. The meaning here is lifestyle dependency, where your identity and comfort become tied to a certain level of living, creating pressure to maintain it at all costs, because stepping down no longer feels like a choice, it feels like a loss, even when it may actually be a gain in freedom and control. 6. Time starts disappearing. More money, less control. While luxury gives the appearance of effortlessness, maintaining that level of life requires continuous attention, coordination, and decision-making, which slowly consumes your time in ways that are not immediately visible, but become noticeable. Over time, the deeper meaning is imbalance, because even though your financial capacity has increased, your time remains limited, and in many cases, becomes even more restricted due to the responsibilities and expectations that come with sustaining a high-end lifestyle. 5. The mental load increases. Luxury comes with hidden weight. Behind the comfort and convenience of luxury living, there is a growing mental load that comes from constantly managing decisions, expectations, and the pressure to maintain consistency at a high level. The meaning here is hidden pressure, because the more you have, the more there is to think about, protect, and sustain, creating a continuous background stress that does not disappear even when everything appears perfect on the surface. 4. Experiences feel shorter, the high doesn't last. Even the most premium experiences begin to feel shorter in emotional impact, where excitement rises quickly but fades just as fast, leaving you with a brief moment of satisfaction, followed by a return to normal. The deeper meaning is diminishing emotional return, where repeated exposure to high-level experiences reduces their ability to satisfy you, making it harder to feel genuine excitement without constantly increasing the intensity of what you are doing. 3. You start questioning the purpose. What is this actually for? As the emotional intensity decreases, a deeper level of thinking begins to take over, where you start questioning not just the experiences, but the purpose behind them, asking what all of this is actually building or contributing to your life in the long term. The meaning here is self-awareness, because once the surface-level excitement fades, your mind naturally begins searching for meaning. And if there is no clear direction or purpose behind your lifestyle, it starts to feel empty despite its cost. 2. The realization hits, this is not freedom. At a certain point, everything becomes clear. You realize that having access to unlimited spending does not automatically give you freedom, because the lifestyle itself requires constant input, attention, and maintenance to sustain. The deeper meaning is clarity, where you understand that true freedom is not about how much you can spend, but about how much control you have over your time, your decisions, and your ability to step away without pressure. 1. What broke me, the truth behind the experience. The breaking point was not a single moment, but a slow realization that built over time. That living like a billionaire without the systems, structure, and purpose behind that lifestyle creates a disconnect where everything looks perfect externally, but feels unstable internally. The final meaning is alignment, because you realize that luxury without direction does not create fulfillment, and that real satisfaction comes from building something meaningful, something sustainable, and something that gives you control rather than taking it away. Now you can clearly see that living like a billionaire is not just about money. It is about mindset, structure, and understanding what actually creates a fulfilling life beyond temporary experiences. So the real question is simple. Are you chasing the lifestyle, or are you building the foundation that makes that lifestyle sustainable? If this perspective made you think differently, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next deep breakdown.